contributor to what happens here and us being here today. He worked his butt off to get this part for us today. Coordinator for CVTP, Steve Waite.
People, thank you for coming out. Hope you had a good time and you've learned a little bit. When I called Chris Daniel last year, late February, early March, after the success of the Florida Tea Parties, I had no idea a year later we'd be standing here at Chukchanzi Park and had pulled off 3 events that have averaged over 7,000 people per event. Edward R. Murrow said, "A nation of sheep will beget a government of wolves." Well, the sheep are waking up, and thank you. We've been sold a false left-right paradigm, one where the powers divide and conquer us. Gay against straight, male against female, black against white. And as long as they can continue to do this, we can never gain a plurality to get anything changed in this country. And that's why the Tea Party is brought about with 3 principles: constitutionally limited government, fiscal responsibility, and free markets, because those are 3 things that cross over party lines. In fact, the gay versus straight, I gotta come out of the closet. I'm a libertarian. And in fact, Ronald Reagan in 1975 said, if you analyze it, the very heart and soul of conservatism is libertarianism. The basis of conservatism is a desire for less government interference or a less centralized authority or more individual freedom. And this is a pretty general description of what libertarianism is. We have to get back to being able to say the L word. It does not stand for liberal. It stands for freedom. We want freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom to practice our own religious beliefs. And the left, they now tell us that the reason abortion needs to be legal is because it's their body and they want control over their bodies, but yet they want the government to control the health care that you take care of your body with. Stop this hypocrisy. Sure, if you're rich and you can afford a health insurance, you say, what's the big deal for me? I'm rich, I can afford it. But the fact is, when I started my business in 1994, my private health insurance that covered my family was $405 a month. Just last week, I wrote a check for $1,403, and that covers 1 month of coverage. And it's less coverage than I had 16 years ago. The reason that is happening is because the government has gotten involved, and now that doctor needs to hire 5 people in the back room to push the paperwork that your government makes these doctors live by. That is the problem with the system. You've heard a lot of ideas here today. Don't believe any of it. Not one word. I want you to do your own research. Fact check. Read. Educate yourself. A demanding, educated electorate is the best hope for this republic. And thank you for coming here today and wanting to expand and learn. It is people like you that are going to save this republic. This week has been interesting. It's been a lot of work, actually for the last couple months, and I have a totally new appreciation for wedding planners. I didn't even have to deal with a mother-in-law or a bride, but this is a lot of work putting an event on like this, and we couldn't do it without all of our great volunteers, Chris Daniel and KMJ, the speakers, and the people like you that come out to our events. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Governor Gary Johnson, state of New Mexico.
So people ask me, wow, it's gotta be really cool being the former governor of New Mexico. Gotta be cool being the former governor.